What if the person you see every day, the one who smiles, who helps others, who never complains, is hiding a secret so heavy it is breaking them from the inside? Not a bad secret, not a shameful secret, but a secret that has made them feel alone for years. Today, I am going to tell you a story about a woman named Anjali. To the world, she was happy, successful, loved, but no one knew what she carried in her heart every single day. Until one night, she decided to stop hiding. And that decision did not just change her life, it saved it. So please stay with me until the end, because this story is for everyone who has ever felt they cannot tell the truth, and for everyone who needs permission to finally say, "I need help." Let me tell you about Anjali. Anjali was 35 years old. She was a senior manager at a big company. She lived in a beautiful apartment. She had friends who loved her. She posted pictures of fancy dinners and weekend trips. From the outside, her life looked perfect. But here's the thing about perfect lives. They are almost never real. Anjali had a secret, and she had kept it for 12 years. The secret was this: she could not read, not because she was not smart, not because she did not try, but because when she was a child, her family moved from village to village. She never stayed in one school long enough to learn. By the time she was 15, she was too embarrassed to ask for help, so she pretended. She memorized signs. She guessed menus. She asked people to read things out loud by saying her eyes were tired, and the lie worked. For 12 years, no one knew. She became an expert at hiding. At work, she would wait for others to summarize emails. She would nod and smile in meetings, hoping no one asked her to read aloud. She trained her memory so well that she could remember everything anyone ever said. But hiding is exhausting. Every single day, Anjali woke up afraid. Afraid someone would find out. Afraid she would lose her job. Afraid her friends would laugh at her. So she built walls, high walls. She never let anyone too close, because close meant risk, and risk meant exposure. And exposure meant the end of everything she had built. One day, Anjali's boss called her into his office. "Anjali," he said, "we are starting a new project. I need you to lead a team. There will be a lot of documents, a lot of reports. Can you handle it?" Anjali smiled, the same smile she had practiced for 12 years. "Of course," she said, "no problem." But inside, her heart was pounding, because she knew this project would require reading every single day. And she could not read a single word. That night, Anjali went home. She sat on her couch, and she cried, not the silent, careful crying she did in public, but the ugly crying, the kind where your whole body shakes. She looked in the mirror and said out loud, "How long can you do this, Anjali? How long before they find out? How long before they lose everything?" For the next 2 weeks, Anjali tried everything. She asked her assistant to summarize documents. She made excuses about headaches. She pretended her computer was broken. But the pressure kept growing. The project needed her signature on reports she could not read. Her team needed her to review documents she could not understand. One evening, she was alone in her office at 9 p.m. A junior team member, a young man named Rohan, knocked on her door. "Ma'am," he said, "I need your feedback on this client proposal. Can you please read it and tell me what you think?" Anjali looked at the paper in front of her. 20 pages, words she could not read. And for the first time in 12 years, something inside her broke open. Anjali looked at Rohan. Her hands were shaking, and she said, "Rohan, I cannot read." There was silence, a long, terrible silence. Rohan's face changed from confusion to surprise, but not disgust, not laughter. He said, "Ma'am, what do you mean?" Anjali took a deep breath, and for the first time in 12 years, she told the truth. "I never learned to read, Rohan. I have been hiding it my whole life. I memorize everything, I guess everything, and I am so tired. I am so tired of being afraid." Anjali expected Rohan to walk away, to tell the boss, to laugh at her. But Rohan did something she never expected. He pulled up a chair, he sat next to her, and he said, "Ma'am, I can teach you." Anjali cried, not because she was sad, but because for 12 years she had believed that her secret would destroy her. And here was someone offering to help. Rohan said, "My mother could not read either. She learned at 40. It is never too late." That night, Anjali went home. She did not sleep. She kept thinking about what Rohan had said. It is never too late. For 12 years, she had been hiding, pretending, surviving. But surviving is not living. The next morning, Anjali walked into her boss's office. She sat down, and she said the words she had been afraid to say for 12 years. "Sir, I need to tell you something. I cannot read. I have been hiding it, and I want to learn. I need your help." Her boss looked at her, and then he smiled. "Anjali," he said, "I have known for 2 years. I was waiting for you to tell me yourself." Anjali's mouth fell open. Her boss continued, "Your work here has nothing to do with reading. You are the best manager I have because you listen. You care. You lead with your heart. We will get you a reader assistant, and if you want to learn, the company will pay for your classes." Today, Anjali is 38 years old. She can read now. Not perfectly, not quickly, but she can read. She goes to a small class every Tuesday evening with other adults who are learning. Some are 60 years old, some are 20. They do not laugh at each other. They cheer. And Anjali no longer hides. She told her friends, she told her family, and no one laughed, no one left. No one left. They said, "We love you, and we are proud of you." So here is the moral of this story. And please, listen to this carefully. We spend so much of our lives hiding the parts of us we think are broken. We think if people knew the truth, they would leave, they would judge, they would stop loving us. But the truth is, hiding is heavier than any secret. Anjali carried her secret for 12 years, 12 years of fear, 12 years of loneliness. And when she finally let it go, the world did not end. It began. Now, let me ask you something. What secret are you hiding? What truth are you afraid to speak? Maybe it is not about reading. Maybe it is about a mistake you made, a fear you carry, a part of yourself you think no one will accept. But here is what Anjali learned. The people who truly love you will not leave when you tell the truth. They will stay. They will help. They will say, "I was waiting for you to tell me." And the people who leave, they were never your people to begin with. Anjali once told me, "The scariest day of my life was the day I stopped hiding, but it was also the first day I actually started living." So today, take a small step. Tell one person your truth. Just one. Not because you have to, but because you deserve to be free. You are not broken. You are not a burden. You are human, and humans heal when they stop hiding. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe if you want more stories that heal, not just entertain. And as always, take care of yourself, because you matter.